Hearst was born on December 3, 1842 in Franklin County, Missouri, to Randolph Walker Apperson and Drusilla Apperson. Phoebe Hearst had a happy childhood and a farm during Civil War. Phoebe went to school 6 months a year and earned her certificate to teach all age groups. Aw, Phoebe, you're gonna be a great woman someday. Mwah. Phoebe went to school 6 months a year and earned her certificate to teach all age group. Phoebe soon met George Hearst, even though George Hearst was 41 and Phoebe was just 19 years old. After their honeymoon, Phoebe moved to San Francisco with George Hearst. After their honeymoon, Phoebe moved to San Francisco with George Hearst, his husband. Then that next year, Phoebe had a son named William Randolph. I'm William Randolph. Phoebe educated her son as much as possible. When William was 10, Phoebe took William through a tour through Europe and visited many museums, castles, and other cultural sites. They traveled for more than a year, and Phoebe showed her son what would inspire him to build a castle in Hearst, California. Mother, where are we going?
Oh, William Randolph, we're going to Europe and to England to travel the countryside and to see castles and all the wonderful things there are to see that you can learn.
They traveled America to Europe by ship. In Yorkshire, England, there are Yorkshire castles. Wow, I love castles. And Yorkshire Terriers. While they saw castles, they went to Italy and they saw the Colosseum. And the Acropolis. And the Stonehenge. Not like that. William Randolph's favorite, Windsor Castle. In 1877, George Hearst became a United States Senator, and the two moved to Washington, D.C. so George could take up his duties for senator. Sadly, with Phoebe's life in Washington, D.C., George died in 1891, 16 years later. So she went back into California, and her son had already began making plans for a castle. After the death of her beloved husband, Phoebe began her marvelous philanthropy work. Women were not always welcome in school, and Phoebe did something about it. I'm going to go to school today.
Welcome to school, boys and girls. Everyone's welcome to school.
Hi.
Are you a young lady? Girls aren't allowed in school now. Go away.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. She built large schools in South Dakota, Montana, Missouri, and California, and lots of other places. You can look up on the internet hundreds of schools named after her. There's even a dragon.
Rrr.
Phoebe Hearst's son made Hearst Castle. This is a great diversion when visiting the Central Coast. This castle shows a taste of life when William Randolph Hearst and his electric collecting passion, and he did it for his mom. This magnificent estate of 165 rooms and 127 acres of gardens, terraces, pools, and walkways commands an impressive view of the Pacific Ocean as well as the hills and dales of Santa Lucia mountain range. And he did it all for his mother. She died at her home in Pleasanton, California, age 76, on April 13, 1919. During the worldwide influenza epidemic of 1918-1919, and she was buried at Cypress Lawn Memorial Park. Coloma, San Mateo County, California. As you can see, Phoebe Hearst was a great woman, just like Miss S, and many women are educated today. As you can see, Phoebe Hearst is a very, very awesome American woman and a Missourian. She also, later in her life, she founded the PTA, which was a group of mothers at first, and many schools, museums, and many buildings were named after this wonderful woman.
Thanks, Phoebe.
Thanks, Phoebe. See ya. After their honeymoon, Randall.
She wants him to look in the window.
Wow, it's a castle.
In Yorkshire, England, they saw Yorkshire Terriers.
In Yorkshire, England, there were Yorkshire castles. In Yorkshire, England, we saw Yorkshire Terriers and Yorkshire castles. Whoa, it's hard. Hearst was born on December 3rd, 1842. Phoebe soon met George Hearst, even though George Hearst was 4.